I have another question. Is it possible that, and I'm trying to explain this, but so the words, I might not pick the right words, but
doesn't matter.
Is it possible that the me is sort of programmed, that there's somewhere inside this state of being, that it tries to seek the very answer to this sort of reality? Or that it doesn't exist? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, well, it's doing it all the time, yeah.
Exactly, so it sort of knows it, it doesn't exist, but...
hold on.
Pretending and...
We've just got to be careful where we're going.
Yeah, I know.
Me can't know its own absence.
But it feels it's seeking for something, I guess.
Oh, it's seeking for something it can't know, yeah.
Exactly, but is this seeking, and I guess what most people have, unless they are sort of have the experience that they know and that they know that they're not pretending anymore?
No, hold on, I'm not with you.
Okay.
Sorry.
So this feeling that most people have of seeking something,
seeking happens, yeah.
Is it possible that they'll never find it because it's...
Oh, no, it's not possible. It's absolutely the reality that me can't ever know or find its own absence.
Yeah.
How can it find its own absence? It wouldn't be there.
No.
So it searches for something that it can't know. Seekers search for something that they really can't, they don't know what they're seeking. They know they've got an idea of what they are seeking. Personal enlightenment is one of the ideas. Everybody will love me, let's put it as simple as that.
Okay, but...
they think that they're seeking for that, but they can't seek for that which they can't know. Their own absence.
So it can't unknowingly be seeking for that state of liberation?
Sorry, say that again.
The me. Isn't it possible that that feeling of searching for something is the searching of that state of liberation, where it knows it's pretending and it knows that everything that is happening right now is a dream state, and
no, all that the me can know.
The ultimate truth.
All that the me can know is itself. Self-consciousness is where the me lives. It lives in an unreal. It lives in an artificial reality in which it believes and feels that everything is real, including itself. But if it can't know unknowing.
But if this is true and everything looks perfect because we're in a dream state and everything is okay, why are we searching?
What looks perfect?
Why is if the me would be totally content, why is it still searching unknowingly for something?
Because it's separate, it feels separate, it's not perfectly content. At the beginning of this talk I tried to explain that the me lives in a reality which is unsatisfying totally because it's not at home. It can't find home because home is its own absence. It's not, me is never satisfied. It's like a basket with a hole in the bottom. It will never be satisfied because what it longs for is its own absence.
Okay, but then we're sort of, there should be like an ultimate balance.
A
balance in the whole.
What's a balance?
Balance, as in...
It should be. I don't understand what you mean by what should be a balance.
No, shouldn't there... No, let me formulate another way. Shouldn't there be a sort of a balance? Because like you say, you have reality and you have real and unreal, and there is sort of a balance.
No,
there should be a sort of the middle way.
The apparent real and the apparent unreal. There's no shoulds. Wholeness appears as apparently separate, or wholeness is simply wholeness.
Then if wholeness is like that, why are we even talking about real and unreal if there's...
Because we're here pointing to the possibility that there is a real and an unreal reality, that's all.
And for us that's a possibility, but you know, right?
No, I know nothing. No, there's nothing here that knows anything at all. This is out of unknowing, I'm sorry. But for me it's impossible to believe or accept that there isn't something else here that knows something, because me lives in a world where it's constantly trying to know everything. It's afraid of unknowing, so it's constantly trying to know anything. So it comes here believing that it's listening to another me that knows something. That's an illusion.
Is there a bit of another question? But how long ago did you reach this?
Oh, I didn't.
There is no time. There is no. Because I could imagine that at some point you.
Nobody reaches this.
Okay, but you.
What you're living in is the illusion that there's someone that reaches something. It's a subject-object reality. That what you're describing is a subject-object.
True.
I'm the subject, and then the object is personal fulfillment, which I can attain or reach.
Okay. So the glimpse of something more or something. Do you know what I mean? I can imagine if that's, for instance, if I were to reach whatever state of being. Anyway, okay.
You're really talking in double language. I'm sorry.
Oh,
you
I'm
will
Dutch.
never reach your own absence. How do you reach your own absence? This contradiction.
Nee, kijk gewoon.
Tony, can I ask you one question? The way I understand, it seems to me that when a person has a glimpse, then when a person has a glimpse of wholeness, then
no, hold on. A person doesn't have a glimpse of wholeness. There is a person, then there's wholeness, which is a paradox, and then the person comes out of the other side.
Yeah, totally. And then memory of that wholeness is only present within a dream. Otherwise, there would be no memory of it. Or
there isn't really I know for this there wasn't a memory of wholeness because I wasn't there, so I couldn't remember it. But there was a sense of something indescribable. There was only a sense of something indescribable.
Yeah, and that the memory of that sense then. The memory.
But it isn't that. This, what we're talking about here can't be described. It can't be. Otherwise, you could know it. It can't be known. It is unknowable. It is unknowing.
Yeah. But but something like memory can only exist within the dream because then.
No, memory is what is. When there is no longer a me, there can still be memory, and that. The memory of breakfast is what is. It's not breakfast, it's what is. It's the memory of breakfast. But the memory of no thing, there can't be a memory of nothing. It's the one thing that can't be known. It's indescribable. And that really pisses people off.
Because I heard that there is this possibility that the me just crumbles away. But I also heard that there is a possibility that it doesn't.
Oh. Well, yeah, but there's nothing, this is nothing happening. So nothing's going to happen or needs to happen. The problem for me is that it's always living in what's next. It lives in what will be, not because it's in a subject-object reality, then it's always chasing what's going to happen next, including liberation or its own absence. One day I will be absent. It doesn't know what that means, but it hopes that it will be. But what's being said here is that actually this is no thing apparently happening. There's nothing happening here. It's only an appearance of something happening. So there's no such thing as liberation or a seeker or separation, being there or not being there. So there's nothing to hope for.
Well, I understand that when it is seen that it's both real and unreal, then it doesn't matter. But when it's not seen,
No, when it's real,
it seems
does.
to. It
When
seems
it's
to
real,
matter.
everything matters.
Yes,
because it's real.
and it's painful,
Yeah.
and so I cannot just stop waiting for something else because there's no acceptation of what is going on.
No, there's no I that can or can't do anything. All there is what is and isn't. So all there is sitting on a chair holding a microphone. But there's nobody doing that. That's what seems to be happening. It's the beloved. So what you long for has never left you. What you long for is constantly all there is already. Including the pain of wanting that. That's also the beloved.
We were talking about the beginning and the unconditional love.
Unconditional love, yeah.
I wonder what it is.
Oh, I mean, it can't be known. Unconditional love, like everything, it can't be known. Unconditional love can't be known by me. Me lives in need, the need to be needed or the need to be loved. But unconditional love has no need, but it can't be described.
It can't be this.
No, it can't be known.
Yeah.
The beloved is just another word for unconditional love, really. It is what is.
But love sounds very
Oh, love, no.
as something like.
But me thinks of love in the way that it thinks of love, but the love it thinks it knows is actually a need.
It sounds positive.
Yeah. But it's not unconditional. It's conditional on somebody else needing me or me needing somebody else. Unconditional love has no need.
No meaning.
No meaning and no need.
Yeah. I can't go.
Oh, Mike. Pardon me.
I was thinking if it matters or not.
Sorry. Is there a switch? Is there a switch on there?
Hello. Yeah. I was thinking even if it matters or not, if I were to believe this, what you were telling, right?
If you were to
believe or believe it or not, it doesn't matter. True.
Not at all. Believing.
But I'm trying to see a sort of a positive side to all this. Doesn't even matter if I do, but still, hear me out, please. Yeah. I was thinking that even if you see it like this, that everything we do.
Nothing. No, hold on a minute. You're not really hearing the message. There is no one.
No, I know I do, but I'm just.
Well, all right.
No,
if
sorry.
you speak away and we'll just let you.
Just for a minute.
Right.
If things that are real or not real, if just being in this moment where whatever I do doesn't really matter because it's a dream state, right? It doesn't really. Then you would say that since fear, for instance, is sort of a creation of the mind.
You're
something that's living.
You're telling me this now.
No, I'm just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. If fear
Yeah,
is
well, that's right. Yeah.
is a creation of the mind based on things that lie in the future, things that might never happen. If you were just to be in this moment alone then you could be without fear and you could be without, do you know what I mean?
No, I don't. I'm listening to you.
Yes.
I'm just hearing you speak.
Okay. And I just finished. So what is your thought about this? What is your thought about this?
Well, I don't have any thought. All I can see is that you're describing what's happening there.
Yeah. Okay, so audience, please do with it as you please. Yeah. But do you do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I can hear what you're saying, and as I've said, all I can hear is what's happening there. What's happening there is some beliefs about the nature of me.
Well, I think what I'm saying is that we're all sort of searching, at least the most of us searching for a sort of inner peace, and we might never find this. And in the process, we experience fear, we experience pain, we experience everything. To be in this moment, because that's the thing that I'm getting from all this, is to be in this moment.
So you're not really hearing this message at all?
I do. And if we could have a one-on-one, I would...
You think the message is that you should be in the moment?
No, that's a little bit...
Well, all right, being in the moment. This has got nothing to do with being in the moment. Sorry. I don't even know. There is no moment to be in.
I don't think you understand the question.
I might be... maybe I'm not giving the right question anyway.
But all you're doing is describing what's happening there. There's nobody who has an agenda to change that. It's what's happening.
True.
All there is what's happening.
I'll try. I think Tom is here for the first time. He doesn't know your language, the language of tone of the.
Well, it's not mine, but
the
anyway.
whole playing Tony.
Right.
You said in the beginning of your speech that there are a lot of people here. That's what your own words were. Have a sense of there is something. The
me has a sense that it is something.
The me has a sense. I think Tom wants to say that when all the me's here have only the sense and they are looking for what could be, not separated.
Yeah.
And then they have fears and pain and feelings, all those me's. And then, what's the problem with that? So what the whole playing Tony is telling, they shouldn't be afraid or something.
Oh.
The me's.
So, I'm sorry, I have never, at any moment in this meeting, ever suggested or recommended or prescribed that somebody should or shouldn't feel something. If fear arises, that's what's happening. There's nothing here prescribing anything. There's only a description, so this isn't suggesting that somebody shouldn't be afraid. It's a ridiculous suggestion. Me is helpless. Me is something that's just apparently happening. Fear, whatever you like, is happening. There's nothing that can be done about it. There's nothing that needs to be done about it, because all there is what is. And if there's fear, that's what is, and isn't.
I guess you could find peace in thinking if this is all that is, then there is no need to fear and there is no need to...
But that is a concept as far as me is concerned.
True.
For me, feels fear and the idea that me could be in what is just a concept.
But this is sort of more than what I'm saying, I guess, is since it's probable that I'll never reach that state where I'm separated from the me. Is that I'm still coping. This is a way to cope, at least with the fear and the feelings that everybody feels. And maybe this is not real or unreal, but it's still a way of I don't know, getting through life?
Oh, if you're suggesting there's a way of getting through life, this isn't. I'm not suggesting that there's a way of getting through life. There is no one that can choose to get through life or find a way of getting through life, as far as this is concerned. But if that's what the feeling there, that there's a way of getting through life, that's what's happening there. There's nothing here that would try to convince that differently.
True, but it might be satisfying the me
Sure.
in not looking. True, yeah, but not to stop searching.
Absolutely. Well, no, this isn't suggesting that you stop searching either. This is suggesting that the me is completely helpless and searching may or may not happen. But there may be something that me could do to make itself feel comfortable, and that could work for a little while.
Okay.
Tony, when you say this is all there is, can you explain a little bit? I'm trying to figure out if my husband and my dogs and kids and everything exist somewhere else.
Well, what the sense that they exist somewhere else is what is.
And then that's part of the dream. So when you're saying this is all there is.
Hold on. No, there can be no one there having a sense or a memory or an imagined picture of your husband, the husband, or that the arising of that imagined picture of the husband is what is. You don't need a me for that to be there. But also, me may experience that as well, but it would just then be something that seems to be happening to me. That's all. That's the difference.
Okay, so when you say, I've heard you say outside there are no cars, there's no city,
there isn't anything at all. There isn't anything in here. But if that imagines that there's a car outside or hears the sound of a car, then that's what is. Everything is only an appearance. Everything is an appearance of wholeness. This is an appearance of wholeness. It's real and it's unreal. It's no thing apparently happening.
So it sounds kind of like what's being said is that my husband is a thought.
Well, it could be a thought or an imagined picture of your husband, and that is what is. It's not him, it's your imagined picture of him. You can imagine your home. Can you imagine your home, the house,
yes,
the front of it?
Uh-huh.
That's what it is. It doesn't make it real or unreal, because your home is both real and unreal.
So
the problem for me is that it thinks everything is real. Even an imagined picture of your house somewhere for me is something that is happening to me. So the picture is happening to me, so it must be real because I'm real.
So let me try to put it another way. With the saying, if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one to hear it, does it make a sound or not? That question, is that all just in the, that's all just in the dream? That
no,
whole
not at
concept?
all. No, I think this is a confusion here. The dream is that is that everything is real. The dream is that everything is real, including the idea of a tree falling in. Whether the tree makes a noise or not is completely irrelevant. But it doesn't need consciousness, which is the me's arrogant idea of what it is, for the tree to fall and make a sound. Nothing needs consciousness. Nothing needs knowing, because knowing is something that arises for me. And I don't know, this has completely destroyed this idea that nothing can happen without me or knowing, by the reality that the earth existed long before anybody was walking on it, apparently knowing it. What is It doesn't need anything, doesn't need to be known. What is doesn't need to know itself. It is already complete. The idea that it needs to be known is an arrogant idea of mine, of the me. Because the me lives in a world that it thinks it knows. I think you're trying to work out the answer to a mystery and you can't.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, even, you know, forget about your husband and your house.
I'll tell him you said that.
What are you doing for dinner tonight? No. But what you're looking at right now is both real and unreal. So there's no difference, it doesn't matter.
So this is all there is does not just mean what's in this room and what I can sense.
This is everything. We don't need Africa. This is everything.
I feel so
but
dumb
that
right
everything is real and unreal. It is and it isn't. It's nothing appearing as this.
now. I'll try to sit with that.
When we are sitting on a couch and thinking at a person, another feeling is coming. Is it energetic?
Yeah, it's all just energy apparently happening. Feelings, sitting on a couch, breathing, hearing sounds. It's all the beloved. It's all energy just happening for no one and nothing. All the time there's a me there, the me then adopts it or owns it and thinks it's happening to it. And that's why it's so unsatisfied and unhappy. This is, in a simple way, that's what this is all about. That is simply what this is all about.
So this aliveness.
There's just aliveness or beingness, or it's a word, but anyway.
I have a feeling you're going to crucify me with this, with the question, but I'll say it anyway. How big is it?
Oh, it's bigger than big. It's immeasurable. It is everything and nothing. It's nothing being everything.
Because when the lady was just asking the question, so then, because we perceive what's in this room.
Yeah.
So we perceive what's in this room and then...
Well, me perceives what it thinks is this room. When there is no me, there's just what is. There's a very huge difference between those two things.
So me knows there's more out of this room. There's galaxies and stuff like that. So the question I'm trying to ask, if it is even a proper question, is how does aliveness fit into that, into your perception?
So me thinks this is something, and there must be something else out there because I'm something. When that illusion collapses, all there is aliveness. These walls and these chairs and this thing here is total aliveness. This room is full of energy. It's just energy, and then it takes a form in a quark, and then a subparticle, and then a particle, and then an atom, and seems to be, takes the form of a body. But actually, it's just pure aliveness. There isn't anything else that isn't that.
But it's not just confined to this room.
Oh, it's not. It's not confined to anything, because that aliveness is already everything. It's the infinite. There is only the infinite, appearing to be finite. So it's everything. It's immeasurable. It can't be comprehended by anyone. It's immeasurable.
So the me just complicates it with stories that there's something outside.
Well, the me turns it into an obstacle, an article. It turns it into an object. The me objectifies everything, so it turns it into as something. It's not something, it's nothing appearing to be something.
It's not something, but it's... Say that again, sorry?
It's not a something, it is nothing appearing as something.
So that causes a duality, apparent duality.
Well, for me it does, yeah, because me thinks it's that what is appearing is separate from me. When there's no me, it's obvious that everything is and isn't.
And it's energy.
That's a good word for it, yeah. It's not it's not it, but it's as near as you can get, well, as near as I can get, or this can get, to describing it. Don't you start describing it as oneness or wholeness?
Yeah, you've got to be careful with that.
It's a bit spiritual.
Yeah, or energy could be really...
sort of just impersonal. But don't forget, it's nothing energizing. So this is the other part of the mystery, that there isn't anything happening because this is the relative absolute. This is the absolute in a relative form, but it hasn't become the relative. It is the absolute appearing to be relative. So they're both simultaneously the same thing.
It's almost, from what I've heard just from today and yesterday, that as human beings we're kind of flawed. You're saying that...
Oh no, not at all. That makes it sound wrong. It's only a wholeness appearing to be something called a me that thinks everything is separate.
Just the way you were explaining it earlier, but I think you're using that just to cut our me down. So when you said there's a flaw in the computer, or not flaw, but you said there's like...
there's nothing wrong with separation. It's just what seems to be happening.
Okay. Because I was looking yesterday at this cat, and it was just so alive, and then it seemed...
Okay, but when you're not there anymore, you can look at the wall and see how alive it is as well. Well, you can't, but that's what will be apparent. Everything is that.
Thank you.
Is there a mic near there? No.
Do you have any idea where the glimpse registers? Is it in the brain? When you say that there's...
I don't think a glimpse registers anywhere. It just is, because it's no thing. It doesn't register anywhere.
So when you say that, thank you. When you say that there's a sense.
No, after there's only a sense or an attempted memory of that. Yeah, but
Is that in the brain?
the sense or the memory would be, yeah, but it's not nothing. It's a record of something that apparently happened, but it's not a true record, of course.
If I understand it correctly, if there's no one there anymore, still feelings of sadness and joyfulness and fear can arise. The same as with someone who is still in a me.
Yeah, except that it doesn't rise for anyone.
That's the difference. It just happens. It just
is.
It just is. And can also, because you just said that, experience is not, you don't have an experience.
Well, I don't have anything because there's no I to have anything.
Yes, exactly.
So experience for me essentially is a description of something that an experiencer has. And that ends with me ending.
And experience cannot arise.
Well, not in the terms that I understand the word, and that is that an experience is something that me has. When me is no more, there's nothing that has any experience. But there just is what is. There's nothing having it. I mean, every body, in those terms, can feel, or everybody has sadness, but then what me does is take ownership of it and call it its own, make it its own. When there's no me, there's just sadness.
But what do you do when you're sad?
No, you don't do it, no, you're back to...
Yeah.
Me might do something, but there isn't anybody that does anything with sadness, there's just sadness. Me's always trying to do things. It's got a screwdriver. So when something happens, it puts the screwdriver in and tries to...
So the me can try to get rid of it?
Yeah. It can try to get... Or it can go to a therapist, and the therapist will tell it to honour its feelings. So it will then sit there and honour its feelings for a little while. And then it might also get pissed off with trying to honour its feelings. But, it's trying to make something work and it never will. Or it might for a little while.
And if you're not there anymore, sadness just arises and...
There's no one that deals with it.
Mm-hmm. And then the other emotion arises.
Maybe, or
not.
There's drinking tea or eating toast and marmalade. All of which has no more significance than anything else. It's just what's happening. And in some ways, me would then feel that it's like robotic and
exactly.
I'm sorry, I can't answer that. It's absolutely beyond robotism. It's total aliveness, and that's all I can say.
Everything is happening to you.
No, everything is happening.
Or happening, exactly, everything is happening. It sounds so weird to say.
Oh, no, but it totally is natural. It's what's happening in this room right now. Everything is only happening. But for the me thinks it's happening to it. So sitting on a chair for me is happening to me. I am a real person, and I'm sitting on a wheelchair, and sitting on the chair is really happening. I know that. I'm aware of sitting on a chair. Me is aware of sitting on a chair. So somehow the whole aliveness of sitting on a chair is lost. It's just another thing that's happening. And for me, if I now say sitting on the chair is the beloved, me will say, oh, it's bloody well not the beloved, it's boring. I've sat on a chair for hundreds and hundreds of times before. The whole problem with the miracle of sitting on a chair is lost. And why? Because you're there. It's not your fault, though.
Thanks.
It's only a pan.
So if I experience sadness, it's still for me, I guess, and for you it's aliveness.
No, it's
for the non-you.
Not anything for me. It's just what it is. There isn't anything here that has it.
But you describe it as aliveness, I guess.
Everything is only aliveness. Everything is aliveness. Everything is only energy.
Mm.
When sadness arises, that it is energy in the form of sadness. For me, it's experienced and had. When there's no one, it's just there, just apparently there.
I don't understand, but...
No, don't. Forget it. Trying to understand this is wonderfully impossible.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I experienced, yeah.
If you could understand this, it could be taught.
Yeah, I know. You might have a competitor. You don't want to have this. Another guru, you know.
Can I ask something? Do you have a partner?
Sorry?
Do you have a partner?
Do I have a partner?
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything.
You don't have anything?
There's nothing here
Are you
that has anything.
Are you living with a partner? Or?
Well, in answer to the question, there is somebody living in the same house.
There is something that living in
well, there
the
is
same
an
house.
apparent someone.
Sorry?
There's no longer a me there, but there is an apparent... in answer to the question, yes, I live in a house with someone else.
So I don't have to ask if you have any feelings for her or him.
I don't have any feelings for her, but there are feelings for her. I'm sorry about this, but there we are. Otherwise it's misleading. I don't have any, there's no I to have feelings, but there are feelings. But there are feelings.
Okay. But the feeling, there are feelings for the partner. There are feelings for the partner, or
everything is energy.
I think that's too easy. That's too easy.
So, Tony, when you talk about things apparently arising and falling away, that sounds like a sequence, and it sounds like in
yeah,
time.
it isn't. This is the mystery. This is nothing happening. There's nothing happening.
Okay.
There's nothing happening. Everything that seems to happen is only an appearance of nothing happening. That's the mystery. You can't, there's nothing to take home. There's nothing that can be grasped about this. It just is a mystery. We're sharing in a mystery here, so it can't be known or understood. You can't get it right or wrong. You can't live in a certain way. You can't pretend there's no me. People do sort of go around saying there's no me. Just forget it. It is or it isn't. But what's wonderful is that wherever you go, whatever you do, when you walk out of here right now, wherever you go, whatever happens later on, apparently today, that which you long for never leaves you. That which you long for is constantly singing the song of love to you. It's constantly singing all the time. It's there all the time. It never left you. Thank you.